Hi everybody, it's Jordy from Jordy's Cards here for Heffy Doodle today, and I am creating something a little bit different for Christmas. It's a tag for your furry friend, that special little someone in your life. So I have these amazing products from Heffy Doodle, the Pretty Pawsome dies. I just love these. This is what I'm going to use to make my little tags. I have the Cozy Kitties stamps and coordinating dies. I'm just using that little curled up kitty there. I have the Fangtastic Furballs stamps and coordinating dies. Again, I'm just using that little pup there. And finally, I have the Hello Squeakheart stamp set. I don't have the coordinating dies for this one. I've had this one for quite a long time. I'm just using that little guy at the top there. So I have gone ahead and coloured and cut out my little critters. So I've created 3 little critters here, one for each tag that I'm going to make. And I've also done all of my die cutting. So from some red Heffy Doodle cardstock, I've cut the paws. I've cut the backing piece from some Heffy Doodle extra thick acetate. For this, I have used some craft foam to create like my filler pieces, rather than messing around with double-sided foam tape, which would be quite difficult. I just used that craft foam and it makes life a lot easier. I doubled it up so it's double thickness. Then I have cut one white and one black outline shape, if you like, and 6 of those little red tag pieces. So I'm going to start with the white pieces, which are going to be like my backing pieces, and I'm pulling out my scoreboard here, and I'm just going to score these along the top around about, it's not quite 1/4 of an inch, just under, but just the top little kind of pads of those paws there to create my little tag piece. So I can bend that back, and I'm going to do the same for all 3. So I'm creating 3 tags here, just doing it kind of production line style. So once that is done, I'm going to attach a little sentiment down on top of this so that when you flip the flap up, you see the little sentiment. So for that, I'm using the Fangtastic Furballs stamp set. It has this cute little sentiment that says, "Did someone say treats?" And I just thought that was really cute. I'm using some Lawn Fawn Chili Pepper ink here. It's a nice red ink to stamp out my sentiment. It's going to match the red cardstock that I've used there. And I'm just going to do the same on each of my little paws. Now, of course, you could add a to and from as well. I considered doing that on the back of the tags, but I just decided to leave it like this for now. So once that is done, I can start assembling everything together. So I'm going to start with that red piece, which I'm going to attach down to the acetate piece there. I'm using a liquid glue for everything, which can get a little bit messy when using the acetate, but if you leave it long enough to dry, it dries clear. So there's no harm done. You just kind of have to be a little bit careful you don't smear it everywhere. So I've done the same with all 3. Then I'm going to take that foam piece that I've cut from that craft foam, and I'm going to glue that down onto the black piece. So the black piece is going to be like the back of my shaker. And I'm just making sure that I line that up again. Press it down and leave it to dry. Again, I'm using liquid glue, so the liquid glue can seep out a little bit. You have to be a little bit careful to leave it to dry long enough so that your whatever your sequins or shaker mix, whatever you're using, doesn't get stuck in the glue. Next up, I'm going to start attaching my little critters down. So I have one little critter for each paw, and obviously I'm trying to use critters that have paws. I'm not sure about hamster paws. They don't quite look like this, but my son has a hamster, so that's why I had to include the little hamster there. I used to have a dog. Unfortunately, he passed away last year. He was a golden retriever, so I've coloured my dog to look like a golden retriever, although I think this one is probably a something like a golden doodle or something like that. But yeah, I really love dogs, and we had one for many, many years, but he passed away at the ripe old age of 15, which is pretty good going for a dog. So this is where I realized that I'd forgotten my little tag pieces. So I've cut 6 of these little tag pieces, and I'm going to glue them together so that it makes it nice and strong. So I've got 2 glued together to make a nice strong kind of portion to hang my string from. Then I'm going to use some glue to attach it down to that white piece, which I'm then going to sandwich between the black piece to create a little opening flap tag, if that makes sense. So I'm using a little bit of glue and a little bit of tape runner, and I'm going to squish them together and hold them down in place. And I'm just going to let that glue set a little bit before I start fiddling around with them too much. I want to make sure that they're nicely secured down. So a little bit of tape runner and a little bit of glue just on the tab piece to make sure it all holds in place. And then lining them up together and squishing them down. So this is a lot of fun to create, and I thought I had been eyeing up these little paws, and I really wanted to make a shaker with them, and I decided that Christmas was the perfect time. I know that I always used to buy my dog a little special treat at Christmas, so it would have been nice to have a little tag for him, not that he can read, and he's more interested in the treat anyway, but I thought that it was kind of cute, and it was a lot of fun to make these little paw prints. You could, of course, use them as ornaments on your tree as well if you so wished, or give them to somebody who maybe has fur babies as a little kind of gift for their fur babies. I know I've got lots of friends who are completely obsessed with their fur babies and like to get little gifts and treats for them as well. So lots of different ideas and different ways of using these, but I just thought they were so super cute and they're just adorable. I love those little paws, but definitely use the craft foam. It was a lot easier than trying to mess around with double-sided foam tape. Just kind of cut that shape straight out and it was ready to go. So I'm just using some glitter here. I have some kind of chunky glitter that I'm using, and I've just used a little spoon. I still managed to get mess everywhere, and I'm going to be covered in glitter for the next 2 weeks probably, but it doesn't matter because it's Christmas time, so that's okay. And again, just to seal everything up, I'm using my liquid glue, and I'm going to pop that red piece on top with the acetate there, and it's all set to go. I'm being careful not to shake this around too much at this stage because my glue is still a little bit wet and it is seeping out a little bit out of the edges. So I want that glue to harden and set before I start shaking it around too much. I did use a little powder tool there as well, just to try and remove any excess stickiness where I could. So once this is done, the only thing left is to add a little bit of twine and create a little way of kind of hanging my tags. So like I say, you could hang it from the Christmas tree, or you can just attach it to a little gift, either for your own fur babies or for somebody else's if you're gifting to somebody else. But I just thought these were really, really cute. So attach them down, give them a good squish, and just leave them for a little bit before I start to shake them. It's hard because it's tempting. Here's the twine. So I just had some nice little red and white twine, which I thought worked well. I've cut them into three pieces, and just looping them through the little tab at the top there so it's nice and secure. And then these tags are all ready to go. And it was just a fun, quick and easy little project. But I thought, these little fur babies, they're often forgotten, but they're generally the best person in the house, aren't they? They never talk back. They just chill out. They're always happy. So a little gift for the fur babies in your life. And I just thought that they were super cute and fun. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this one. As always, please do subscribe to our Heffy Doodle channel. Please feel free to leave a comment down below, and please feel free to check out these other videos here that you might enjoy. Take care, everybody, and wishing you all a very happy Christmas.